And now a word from the Nearly Sane. If you can't tell, I'm a very happy camper. And there's a very simple reason for that. This past week has been one of violence, gore, adrenaline, and thrill-seeking. And I didn't even have to leave my couch. For those of you who own a TV, you probably know what I'm talking about. Shark Week! That's right, this entire past week, Discovery Channel has compiled all of the footage that they have of sharks eating other people, and they have put it all into one block. The most amazing thing to ever go on TV ever. Honestly, that's probably an overstatement, but seeing as how it is Shark Week right now, it really feels that way. Discovery Channel's ratings have been on a very steady climb for the past few months, but Shark Week just grabs from an entire other demographic, and all the people who never even deemed to watch a nature show before just turned to Shark Week because they wanted to see a shark eat a person. So, I mean, do the math. I'm probably not somebody to chastise people for not watching nature shows because I do own Planet Earth on DVD. That's one of the reasons why I think Shark Week is one of the greatest things to ever happen to television ever. There's so many people who don't watch educational programming on TV on a regular basis, but Shark Week is great because it's educational and it's violent, and in a lot of ways, it's kind of mindless. I mean, you could make the argument that just by watching Discovery Channel, you are getting smarter, but I don't buy it. Yeah, Shark Week's educational, but it's mostly violent, and everybody wants to see the violence. And I do include myself in the category of people who just watch Shark Week for the violence. I mean, for example, there was an episode of Mythbusters on where they tried to disprove all the things that happened in Jaws. That was on at 7, and I shut my TV off until 9. Because at 9, there was a show about how great of hunters great white sharks are. And it was amazing. Yeah, watching the violent stuff, I do learn a lot about sharks. Like, for instance, I learned that a great white shark skin is actually an extension of its teeth, and if you rub it from head to tail, nothing happens. But if you rub it from tail to head, your hand will just get, torn up. But the violent things are what draw in the huge demographic. Because when you watch Shark Week, you don't think of it as learning. You think of it as watching great white sharks beast the ocean. I will say, though, a lot of it is very graphic. For instance, I saw a bull shark take a man's calf off. I mean, his calf came off. And I didn't care to see that. So, what does this mean? Does this mean that in order to teach our kids better about science, we should make everything more violent? Yes. Probably not. There are probably other ways to teach our kids more about science. And if Shark Week is the program that's going to do that, then so be it. There are some people who watch Shark Week not because it's violent or because it's educational, but because everybody else is watching it and they want to talk about it too. I mean, you don't want to be like that one guy who saw the really popular movie and all of your friends are talking about it and you have nothing to say, so you try to say something funny but it doesn't work. Long story short, watch Shark Week. One of the funniest things I find about Shark Week is the effects that it has on other cable programs. Like, for instance, next week, the Weather Channel has Hurricane Week. I'm being serious. Hurricane Week. OMG. But most people aren't gonna watch Hurricane Week. Why? Because it's not Shark Week. I mean, let's line it up. What's cooler, Shark Week or Hurricane Week? Okay, hurricanes is rain. Rain Week. Call it Rain Week, because that's what it is. Shark Week just sounds cooler. It's a week of sharks, and sharks are naturally cool creatures. People who watch Shark Week will be entertained, but they'll also invariably end up being educated in sharkology. There's probably a word for that I don't know, but I'm not going to Google it, so there you go. And now that Shark Week is over, I don't know what to do with myself. Maybe I'll watch Hurricane Week, but probably not. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go watch the Ocean Deep episode of Planet Earth. Ooh.